Well, hello everyone. Oh wow, we're small, Gonzo. Oh, there we are. Oh, hello everybody. My name is Chris. I'm the Disney Baker, and to my left, your right, is Gonzo. What's up, Gonzo? Welcome
What's
in.
going on? What's going on?
It's good to
Good
see you.
afternoon. Oh no, wait. It's 7:30.
Are we evening? Yeah, we're
Good
evening.
evening. Good evening. Good evening. What's going on?
Good evening, everyone.
Whew.
And how was your day?
Very good. Very good. I'm ready, man. I can't
You're
wait to
ready.
see
All right, fantastic.
pens, talk about pens, and talk about anything,
Wow.
everything, everything.
All right. Well, yeah, we have a packed evening for you. Uh,
Hey
it's
Baker,
yes.
what is that you have right here? What is that?
Oh, this is a gray stash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see those little things growing out from your chin there? They'll slowly make it up to here because they'll just move right up and just start poking out.
Just wondering.
Yeah, if you look close, there's like some in my eyebrows too. And if I
Hmm.
look, watch when I tilt my head down.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yes, yes. It's not a figment of your imagination, so to speak. So good to have you here. Welcome in, everybody. Again, like I said, my name is Chris. I am the Disney Baker. We're glad you're here. Welcome to the pin layer. And if I take Gonzo out, you can see the rest of the pin layer. Um, I do collect pins. I am an avid pin collector. This is my pin wall here. I have up to, I think I'm at 21 now, getting ready to work on 22 pin frames that I make myself. I find really nice picture frames and I repurpose them into pin frames and I make them myself. I have my own little way of doing it. So that's what I do. And I like to show them. You gotta, you know, some people collect Disney ears, Disney t-shirts. I collect Disney pins. And that's pretty much why one of the reasons we're here today, Gonzo. So Gonzo, there was a show this weekend. Well, let me back up.
Okay, back up.
If you're new to the show, welcome. Okay. But here's what you have to know a little bit about the show. Okay. I started trading pins in 2000. And my wife corrected me the other day. It is actually 2004. We started trading pins. We took both of our children to Walt Disney World for a vacation when we lived in Maryland. And we took them to Florida and we started trading pins. So that's when my pin escapades started. And I've been trading pins ever since. We did move to Florida 4 years ago, and that was on my bucket list also. And also to make magic, which I did for 3 years and 4 months, approximately, in the Emporium on Main Street. And now I'm a baker pastry chef at the Contemporary. So that was another one. So if you didn't know me, that's me. So welcome in if it's your first time, and if it's not your first time, you know me and you know this guy. Oh look, I can't. I have to go like this. You know this guy. This guy. His name's Gonzo. Say hi, Gonzo.
Hi, Gonzo.
Okay. So, all right. So let's go in real quick and say hi to chat. Hello, Katie Wise. Katie Wise, my executive producer, and my mods, my amazing mods. Oh, and by the way, we are also on Twitter. Is it Twitter? Yeah, Twitter and Facebook. So everyone, we welcome you from Twitter and Facebook. Welcome in. Thanks
There
for
you
being
go.
here. Jason Thibodeau. Hello. How are you? Let's keep going. Hello, Stephanie Ann. Hello, everyone. Just got home from Walt Disney World. It's been a long 8-hour drive. Wow, 159 days to the next trip. I love how you're counting down and you just put your luggage on the floor in your house. You just put your luggage down and you're like, 159 days till we go again. Well, that's fantastic, Stephanie. Stephanie, reach out to me on IG and let me know when you're coming in. Maybe we can say hello to each other in person.
Hello.
Right? Or does that scare you, Gonzo? Me meeting you in person?
At
Which
the
we haven't
beginning,
met.
at
Have
the
we met?
beginning, at the beginning it did. Now, no. Now it's just
Yeah.
yeah. At the beginning it did. Yeah.
Yeah. Ghost Host, welcome in. Hello, are you? And look, there's Adventures of Gonzo and Adventure to Gonzo. And check out Gonzo's channel too. Gonzo is a very busy guy, but he's got some really cool things on his channel. And let's continue. Hello, Mark. Welcome in. Sebastian Crab. Hello.
Hola,
Jeanette, how are you? Good to see you.
Janet.
And just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
A lot of friends today. That's good. I
I
like
love Paul Engel. Paul is my police mod. I love having a policeman for a mod. He's a police mod. And where's Paul's pin? I showed this, I think, last time. Hello, Amy. Our Ohana journey. I got Gonzo. Look up. This is the one I got for Paul.
Nice.
Yeah. So when Paul comes to visit, we'll give that to him along with a hug, of course. Movie Mania Nick. Hello, Nick. And you know what? You know what I was just thinking?
Wait.
Amy, did you want to come on? Let me know. I'll send you the link.
Amy, come on in, Amy.
We can sing that song. Amy, what you gonna do? But see, I can't sing the rest of the verse because that's something that Josh has to sing. Oh, hey, Gloria. Hi, Gloria. I just said hi to Gloria over in Pete's channel. Welcome in. AB, welcome in. Good to see you. And Pete I am Pete McDevitt's gosh, I am one of Pete's partner channels. What's going on, Walt? Welcome in. Good to see you. Walt from Mouse Talk, everybody. And Debbie Bernfeld, welcome in. Debbie received her picture frame that I sent her out, her pin frame, which was it was the bifold one. It was 2 6x9 picture frames molded together, and it was 2 picture frames, and I made them both into pin boards. And that was one of the ones I donated out to Chris Dad Builds for his fundraiser for All About Your Ticker. I forget what that's called. Heart. You know what that was called, Gonzo?
No.
The fundraiser he does every year. I forget what it's called, but
yeah, for the heart.
Yep, sent that out to her. She got it. Put 2 Tinkerbell pins on there for her, so she was excited. So that was nice. And hello, yeah, definitely do that, Stephanie. That's great. I got to catch up on chat here, so sorry. Just strolling. Good to see you, Nick. Christian Sanchez, what's going on? Gonzo, I see you got stuck on Pirates yesterday.
Somebody else. I was at work.
Yeah, Gonzo was working yesterday. Must have been a different Gonzo.
Probably.
Oh, thank you, Oodalali Lane. Welcome in. Yeah, this was I got this years ago. I love this shirt. It's reversible. It has something different on the inside. Dave's Disney Dreams. Welcome in. Good to see you, Dave. And my mods are here. Thanks for hanging out, mods. Appreciate you being here. Keeps it family friendly. And I'm keep to say hello. Amy DeBoard, what's going on? Hello, Amy. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. You know, we made a lot of friends yesterday, Gonzo, and hopefully a bunch of them will come in and say hello. I went to an event yesterday, and with all the pins I have, Gonzo, would you believe I've never been to a pin trading event?
Really? This is your first time? It was your first
time. Very first time.
And how was that?
I heard about it. I was chit-chatting to VP from Adventures with VP and his beautiful wife, Arlene. And they were going to go, and they were meeting up with our Ohana Journey, Josh and Amy. And so I started messaging back and forth and going, I thought that was sold out. And they were talking about the Disney one. I said, no, the Disney one is sold out. And the Disney one is in September. Is in August. I'm sorry, is in August. And that was already sold out. So I was like, great, give me the address. I'll go. So I got the address. I finalized it like at 10:30 at night. So then it's a pin trading event.
Okay.
So I had to get a whole bunch of my pins together to trade.
Well, don't you have a special pins to trade box?
I do. I have my over the shoulder one.
Gotcha.
But I wound up taking a bunch of my WDI pins with me. My Walt Disney Imagineering pins.
Any reason why?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. To trade. Yeah. And it was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Then.
Which actually brings me, I'm going to show some pictures, but in a little while, I'm going to just tell a story about an old friend that I met there and had a
Nice.
great interaction with that person. And then we'll continue to talk about some of the other pin traders are there. But as we go on, we'll do that. So
Okay.
let's just pop in some pictures. This is where we want to, there we go. Thank you very, very, very much for doing that. So this is where we went. This is what VP sent me. He sent me a snapshot of it real quick, and it was a pin trading Disney event, free parking, free entry, and they gave giveaways every hour, and the giveaways were sponsored by Whatnot sponsors, and your Whatnot sponsors are down at the bottom. I did not get big pictures of all these, so I can't read the one on the far left unless I bring it up on my phone, which I can do that. Pinning Magic was there. Pinning Ghosts were there. And I think
Fins and pins.
What's the other one?
Fins and pins.
Fins and Pins. And then the other one is, I can't read that. And I don't have my magnifier with me. So let me bring it up on, can you read it?
No, I can't.
Yeah, let me see. I can read it up on this one.
Okay.
There we go. I'll blow it up. It is Thanos. How do you say his name? Thanos? You don't know because you don't do Marvel, right?
Exactly.
Thanos is Right Pins. So, and they were there. So they sponsored the giveaways. And honestly, I heard them announcing things like every hour, but I was just kind of busy just checking out pins and talking to people, making new friends, which pin trading is all about, making new friends. And so as we were leaving, they were talking about there was the very last giveaway for the night was a 200 pin giveaway that were donated by all these sponsors at the bottom. And all these sponsors donated all the giveaways that day. So hats off to them. We appreciate you being there. It was fun. And as I walked up to VP and Josh and Amy and Arlene, I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're going, we're giving away the 200 pins, Baker. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't get a ticket for that. And they were handing out the tickets, so it was free. But that's okay. It's all fun. But here was a picture of the event. Now this was later in the afternoon. I arrived at I'm going to say about 1:30, 1:45. And again, if you look where it was in like a ballroom at the Ramada. Okay, so if you could imagine this aisle here to the right, that wasn't an aisle at 1:45. It was just people.
Wow.
It was 3 rows. You could go down the left here. You could come up the middle, and then you could go down to the right. It was 3 makeshift aisles like here of tables that were all in a circle, then another circle and another circle. There was a lot of people there. And I've never seen so many pin traders. Again, I've never seen so many pin traders in one place because I've never been to an event like this. But it was packed with people. The air conditioner was on, and it was still a little toasty in there, you know. And it didn't start getting. I think people didn't start like leaving till about maybe 3:30. It started getting, less people in there.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. We stopped by and looked here. This is the Pin Peeps. They were buying, selling, and trading. So they had theirs there. They were very nice. Looked through a couple of their pins, and here is another area. This was the other side of the room where people were trading. And then on the back, we met and talked to Pinning Magic. Really nice logo. I love how they did that. And really nice people to talk to. I told them I was going to go live tonight and gave them my information. So if you're out there, hello, glad you're here. Say hello in chat. I can't see chat right now because I'm showing pictures. And then we have back in the left corner, which was actually this banner here, the Pin Peeps. So they were back in that corner, and still good amount of people going through. And then they were selling the pin folios here by Go Pin Pro. Had an interaction last week with Go Pin Pro. Got to meet them. Really nice people. They have a location here in Orlando. And they had a very exciting. I'll show this next picture, and then this is actually where it really started to clear out right about 4:45 because the event was over at 4. They had a. Let me show that. Show I'm talking about it. So Go Pin Pro had a big announcement on Whatnot last week that they have joined with the Figment guy, and they are having a large pin trading event. And it is actually happening in an arena, and it'll be the largest pin trading event, Disney pin trading event ever. And they've joined forces together, and they're going to have a great time doing that. Their announcement of their date it's going to be after the Disney one, which is in August. But they haven't pinpointed the date yet. So, but when they do, they're going to let everyone know. So if you don't know anything about Go Pin Pro, check them out. Real nice family business there. They have a beautiful location here in Orlando. So if you come to Orlando, try to check them out. And all the others that I've noticed. And then as I was leaving, they were doing the last giveaway here. And they were holding the bucket there full of tickets. And I didn't get to talk.
Except your ticket. You didn't get a ticket.
I didn't get a ticket.
Yeah, you didn't get a ticket.
Because I wasn't meant to have the pins. And I believe these are all the pins right here that are on the table. I think that's all of them. I don't know. I'm going to guess and say, yeah, that's all the pins. But I heard he's a very nice gentleman. Didn't get an opportunity to meet him. And then I took a selfie. Of course. Yeah. Because it's all about who, Gonzo?
It's all about the baker.
That's right. No, it's not. Let me go back to comments. And see if anybody else popped in. Hello. It is overwhelming. Yes, it was overwhelming. I totally agree. So let's go back to here.
So, question. Let me ask a question.
Yes, question and answer time for everyone.
So many tables, so many pins. The ones that, is there any way that they were like maybe kind of fake pins somewhere that you can call this is not like a real pin kind of thing, or no? I would venture to guess that the pin traders that had rented tables there, were, well, the one gentleman that I spoke to, him and his son and his wife, they've been trading pins since day one. 2000. They started trading in 2000, and they've been collecting since 2000. And this is what they do, and it's fantastic. They had I think 5 long 6-foot tables, all connected, so they had quite a bit of pins. I would venture to guess if you wanted to trade, you basically brought up your pins and handed them your pin book, and they would look through your pin book. And if they saw one, if you picked one on their table, you were interested in trading, they would look through, and they'd go, hey Baker, would you trade for this one? And then they would look through the book, and they said, actually, we have that one. But see if there's another pin on the books that you like. But to answer your question, I would have to say everyone that had a table there would be able to tell a real pin from a fake pin. Yes. I got another question for you.
That was a 2-minute story for a 1-second answer.
Okay.
Please.
You have over how many pins?
My collection is over 10,000.
Okay. Do you think it would be good for you? I don't know if you like be on a next trade-in or event, but you taking your stuff, or you don't want to do this kind of thing.
I'm how would I say this? For me to take the majority of my pins, the majority of my pins that I currently have up in frames
Well,
Are
just have your own table, the baker table. Let's say, come
right?
and meet the baker table. And obviously, you
Um,
gotta have a lot of pens there.
you would have to have a lot of you would have to have a lot of pins to trade, but you would also have to know what you were wanting to trade for. Okay, I'll give you an idea.
Mm.
And those of you that are pin traders here, and I'm hoping to expand, my I won't say followers, but my baker group that subscribes to the channel. I'd like to get a lot of more pin people there. And I think with one of the surprises we're going to talk about a little later,
Yeah.
is going to do that for me.
Okay.
Because there was somebody that I met there that I'd met a while back, and we connected again. But we'll talk a little bit about that later. It's a great story.
Cool.
So, but for me, I like to trade, but I'm not looking to complete a series. I don't collect any one or two or three, four styles of pins. Some people collect nothing but Donald Duck. Some people collect nothing but Mickey Mouses. Some people collect nothing but Walt Disney. Some people collect nothing but park pins. Some people only collect Disney pins from the parks.
Oh, Goofy.
Who's Goofy?
Oh my God.
Oh, Goofy. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have a Goofy pin? I don't know. A friend of mine likes Goofy. I thought I had two Goofy pins. Yeah, I must have traded them the other day.
What?
My mic not working?
Wow.
They're somewhere. I don't know where they are.
Oh, I don't know where they are.
I think I put them in my trade pile. I don't know. But yeah, some people collect Goofies. And the reason he said that Gonzo loves Goofy. So, there was a table there that was selling Funko, all Disney Funkos, which I thought was interesting. Oh, I don't know how he kept them stacked up on that table, but he had them like 9, 10 high on a Rubbermaid.
Are there unique or are there Funko Pops that you can find anywhere?
He had some ones that I'd never seen.
Nice.
He had some that I'd never seen. Good. Yeah, that was really cool. So I mean, if back to when I used to trade, and anybody in chat, if you guys have a question, please ask. When I first started trading, with my kids, it was just like, yeah, we trade, and then I would learn more and more off season when we weren't, traveling to Disney, having a vacation. Yeah. And the more educated I got on pins, the more I started trading. And I mean, I would just trade. Stephanie N says, haha, who's Goofy? That guy. Because as a birthday present one year, and I know I've shown this on past, a friend of mine got me this.
Gotcha.
And okay, Ohana Jerry says, Baker, forgot to tell you yesterday we finished both Disney Cruise Line pin boxes. Nice. Blue and yellow boxes. Oh my gosh, you were busy. How do you pick what to trade and what to keep? I just want to keep all of them. Oh my gosh, yes.
Good question.
It's a really good question. And Stephanie, apparently the ones you trade you liked. And when people would always ask me, they said, how do you remember 10,000 pins? Now, do I remember every single one of them? Maybe not. I'd have to say no, but majority of them, yes. I mean, I can go look at a pin board and look over a pin board and then keep walking within 4 or 5 seconds because I know which ones I have or I know which ones I'm not interested in. But that's pretty much, I traded for what made me smile. And that was the whole thing. If it made me smile and I go, oh, that's a really cool pin, I'd like to have that. Case in point, I had a silver pin
I saw this on a pin board, and hopefully I could find it in my box here.
So you trade in just to see if you find something that you like, but it's not to complete something. It's just whatever you like, you trade for.
For me, yes, correct. Yep.
Okay.
Now, if I see, what my favorites, of course, all my favorites are Walt Disney. I like Walt Disney pins. If I see a Walt Disney pin that I don't have, and I could trade for, and actually we were, there was one of the traders there yesterday that had a table, and we were making a really nice deal, but unfortunately the box sets that I had of Dorbs, I had 4 unopened box sets of Dorbs Peter Pan.
Okay.
And when I was working and picking the pins that I liked, and from her and her friend across from her, because they were friends,
Mhm.
and I liked some of the pins that he had. He had a lot of he had 6 Walt Disney pins that I wanted.
Gotcha.
And then she had 2 Castle pins and 2 Pinocchio pins that I wanted. She had Grail Castle pins that were probably about 4 or 5 inches.
Oh wow.
One, she had Hong Kong Disney, she had Disneyland, and she had Walt Disney World. So I was going to trade her for both the Walt Disney World and Disneyland. But it was a miscommunication
Okay.
with her friend and her. When he went over, he told her Pinocchio Dorbs and not Peter Pan Dorbs. So when I opened up my suitcase, and yes, that's what I took most of my pins in, my suitcase.
I'm pretty
I have
sure.
a, what's that?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I have a rolling suitcase that I bought at the Disney store. It's Toy Story. It's Toy Story piece of luggage. Yes, it's a suitcase. And I took that with me. Hey, Fulton, what's going on? Welcome in.
Oh my God. Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Fulton. Happy birthday, Fulton. And that was a deal breaker, for her, and we were working on it probably for a half hour, 45 minutes,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, it's negotiating sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess this is not here. I have this. I want this. Take it or leave it. No, you have to negotiate. So this is like a long process too sometimes, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, and Amy says we do pin trading for both reasons. Finish a series we like and collect Aladdin, Jungle Book, Scrooge, Roger Rabbit, and Disney Cruise Line. Exactly. Exactly. And I do too. I mean, I have a limited edition here. I have Parks there. Parks. Is this Parks? Yeah, Parks here. Haunted Mansion there. Goofy here.
Right?
Yeah, Goofy here. You can't look at that.
Why?
Because Goofy here, and I have Red, White, and Blue Mickey. Above that is all the early cartoon movies. Cinderella, Bambi, Pinocchio, Winnie the Pooh, all the early animations I have on one big one. And then it continues. So to say, would you take down 7 or 8 of these frames and then trade the pins on them? I would really have the need to find something that I don't really have. So well, that's not true. I've taken a couple off these boards to go trade it to Parks. Because there's a lot of scrappers at the Parks. So what I like to do is I like to take some of my traders, if you would, but they're kind of like high-end traders that I would take to a trading event like this. And then I'll just find something on the board that I like, and then I'll just take it off, and then I'll just put on a better pin, just so other people can enjoy what I do. Because I love going up to a board and seeing an old pin that hasn't been around. Case in point, this one.
Yeah.
The one I was holding up earlier. That's an Aladdin pin, and it's an old pin. And it's where is my? I was moving so many things around the other day. Hold on a second. that I moved my magnifying glass.
And we will be right back.
We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Do-do-do-do. And I don't know where I put it. But I can try to look here. Oh, okay. Well, this will make it simple.
There we go.
It's Disneyland Paris.
Okay.
And it's not dated. So that's an old pen.
There's an old pen.
So I saw that. And I'm like, oh, I like that. Would I eventually trade that one day? Maybe. I don't have an Aladdin. I don't have an Aladdin pin board.
You got someone who wants it.
Who's that?
Oh, there you
Don't
go.
show Josh that. That's right. You just did say Aladdin, didn't you? Oh, we could make a trade.
Yeah, we could make for 10 goofy pins.
We can make a trade.
10 goofy pins, and you get that one.
Goofy pins.
10.
But they don't. They don't
Yes.
trade. But they don't
10.
collect Goofy.
They can find it.
Didn't you read that?
I know, Baker.
Hey,
But they could find 10.
Anyway, this book that I was talking about, that I on a tangent, it just shows you just pin page after page of pins,
Oh my God.
and it just continues. Now this book,
What's in
I'll
the
look
bottom?
at
The
that.
description of the pin?
oh yeah, it tells you down at the bottom what the pin is,
Wow. Okay.
and you can pick a pin, and have I seen a lot of these pins now that I'm collecting longer? Yes. If I ever saw some of these pins out at the parks,
Yeah.
I would trade for something like that. And that's what I like doing. I like taking some of my gooder's not a word, some of my better pins and putting them on pin boards at the park.
True.
So don't you? We have like
Well,
two goofy pins.
It's an 8.
And Debbie, oh, thanks, Deb. Well, I like to do that. It's fun. And then they tell you down here, they rate them. And again, this book is 160 pages. And this book is from, let me go to the front page because it tells you when they were printed. And there were 2 volumes.
And it's not it looks like it's real thick. So that's a lot of pages.
Oh, yeah, this is pretty thick. This was first printed in 2007. They did another printing of this book in 2009, 2010, and there was another printing. They did another printing later in 2010. So 2007 started. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's got, what did I say, 170 pages?
Yeah. I have another.
And it's that thick.
So,
And they're all pins.
So I have another question.
Yes.
You know, Funko, you put the number. Usually, you go to the website, it tells you which one it is, the value, all that stuff. There's a website online that has a library, I guess, or
Yes.
of all the pins that are out there that you can see the value and all that stuff.
Pin picks.
Pin picks. That's the
Pin picks. Yep.
Okay.
If you just go in your browser and type in pin picks,
All right, let me go.
you can type in the name of the pin, and search it. Now you can't search every one. You won't see every single pin that Disney ever made. No, but if you have a question about a pin, put in a description of your pin. It'll find it for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Pin picks.
Database for Disney pins that you've trusted since 1999. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then
Very nice.
I picked up this one. This is volume 2.
Hold on, I haven't seen it. Okay, there you go. No.
This is volume 2.
Okay, got it.
Hey, somebody says hi to you, Gonzo.
Hey, wifey, what's going on? How are you? Nice seeing you.
You know, she only came on because you were here.
Do I know her? That Baker's wife? I know
Yeah.
who she is. I do.
Starts. Yeah, you know somebody with the same name.
Oh. Go ahead. Continue.
And
Go
again,
ahead.
the book is just filled like the first volume. But there's no pins in this one that was in the first volume.
So,
How
but
many
unfortunately,
volumes? How many volumes does that?
unfortunately, one of the gentlemen that was working with
Oh.
this, he had passed, and the other gentleman that did it with him, I've only known of these 2 volumes. I haven't known of any more. And here, fun fact. We talked about PinPro Plus, and I will tell you, like I said, I had, and let me just go ahead and throw this up there. I had a meeting with them, and I had a friend. Her mom had been diagnosed with dementia. She had a pin collection. They were 3-ring binders, collecting binders, and there was at least 6 or 7 pages, binder pages with pins, not paper, but the binders they used to collect with. And they needed to sell that collection. And I did my research, and I reached out to Go Pin Pro here in Orlando. They said, "Yeah, come on in. We'll look at your pins." And they offered her, who wasn't with me, through me. I did it for her.
Yeah.
An amount for the pins. They buy pins, and plus their store is loaded with pins. And so they bought her collection. And it was a very, very good offer. We were very happy with it. And now the pins can go out to the community.
So you think it was a good offer?
Most definitely.
Definitely. Good.
Most definitely.
Good.
Adriel, am I saying that right? Yeah, Adriel, Adriel. I met with him. We took the pins in the back. We looked at them together. Had a conversation going. He used to be a cast member, real nice guy. Got to meet, I believe it was Julie, one of the owners. It's 2 sisters and a brother that run it with their parents. And it's a fantastic business, family business. So just a great experience overall. They did a whatnot, not a whatnot. I think it was maybe an Instagram little thing about this. And what they were doing is they were paging through, and I think they were actually paging through the Green Book. And they were paging through the Green Book, and they just closed their eyes and picked the pin. And then they would have to go in their store and find the pin.
Oh, wow. That was cool.
And they found every single one.
Really?
Every single one that they picked out of the book during that short Instagram or TikTok, it was, and that's very impressive. And that says a lot about their business. Yeah.
Maker, I have a question.
Yes, go for it.
And someone texted me this question. And you know this person, but she says that if you want to buy pins, what will be the best location to buy and don't spend like affordable good pins? Where can we find that?
There is 2 or 3 Disney outlets. And if you all know in chat, let me go back over and swing back in the chat. Sorry, I went to bring the papers back up.
Hey, Jennifer. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. There's 2 or 3 places that sell licensed Disney merch. And you can go in there and you can get pins for $5.99, $6.99, brand new pins on pinback cards. Okay.
Yeah.
$6.99. Wait. Let me change that. $7.99 and up. Okay.
Okay.
If you go over to Go Pin Pro in Orlando, I believe they had a $6. They have these huge, like plexiglass covered. Remember how you used to go in some of the stores, the record stores, and look through the posters,
Gotcha.
of music artists like AC/DC or, Eric Clapton or whatever.
Yeah.
They took something similar to that and made it for pins. Where you can go and the door closes and the pins, and it's really neat. And they had some in there that were, I believe, $7. I may have even seen some $5 ones. So that would be, if that's the kind of best way
to start collecting.
there are people that will go on internet sites and buy lots of pins. Lots meaning a big amount, not lots as in lotso, but
Yeah.
lots. They
Yeah.
call them lots. 50, 25 pin lot, 50 pin lot. You're not going to pay a lot for them, but more than likely they're all going to be scrappers. So
Yeah. That's
and
the
then
problem.
they get funneled into the park, and it happens. But you just learn to know your pins. So, which brings me to story time. All right. So I was walking around and looking at tables and looking at pins. And I came across a table. And as I'm looking at the pins, I see some pins on a different looking pin back card. And it was, and I tried to look for one that I had. I don't think maybe I didn't look here. Hold on a second. Maybe it's right here.
Okay.
I have a business card holder in front of me, and that's where I put some of my. No, it's not here. That's okay, but I'll tell you anyway. So I noticed this pin card, and it's not a Disney pin card, and it says Scoops. And I smiled when I saw it, and the gentleman behind the table was sitting down, and he had a piece of pizza, and he turned around, put his piece of pizza down, and he said, "Hi." And I looked at him and I said, "Hi." And I just kind of stared at him, and he was like, "You're looking at me like I should know you." And I said, "No, I don't think you'll remember me." But it was actually a gentleman that worked at Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom on Main Street, and he made magic. And his name, his character name is Scoop Sanderson, and he was the Walt Disney World News Main Street reporter. And his character was to trade pins. And that's what he did. He wore a amazing outfit, and we'll show you one right now. This is how he would dress in the summertime, and he would wear a lanyard, and he would wear a jacket in the morning, and he would wear that vest. And at some point, I guess it was more into wintertime, where he always would wear his jacket, and he would always wear a really wide AFA. What's going on, Chris? Welcome in.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
And he would trade pins. Now, if you wanted to trade with him and you were an adult, you would trade off of his lanyard. If you were a kid, you got to trade off his vest. So there were special pins. Now, he was a cast member for Walt Disney World, of course. So he had special privileges okay. Amy says Pin HQ by Go Pin Pro. Thank you, Amy. We like the store. Yeah. So, and so he would trade with you. So he'd be up and down Main Street. He would be on Main Street for a certain amount of time. And then he would go, take his break and then come back up. So he got very popular. He was the pin trader, and it was fantastic. So I had an opportunity when we took our kids in 2004. I think we went again in 2006. I think we went again in 2007. And we were trading pins. And one day I saw he was walking kind of away from where the candy store is, right at the beginning of Main Street, Gonzo?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So if you didn't go up Main Street and you made that right turn, it would kind of take you back to there was a little shop there called the Chateau.
Okay.
Was it Chateau? Yeah. They sold hats.
Right before you go the backstage.
Yes, right before you go back. Yep, before you got to backstage. Well, that's where he was heading. But anyway, so I'm talking to him, and I was just looking at his pins, talking to him. I traded a pin with him. I think I traded 2 pins with him, And then we were done the conversation. He gave me his business card, and I looked for that today, and I cannot find it. It's probably laying under some of this mess, but I still have his business card. Scoop Sanderson, Walt Disney World, Main Street Press, and so it was him behind the table. He was standing there, and we reminisced. I told him what I just told you guys. But as I was walking away from him that day at Disney World,
Yeah.
and I said, it was really nice meeting you. Thanks for talking. And as I walked away, he said, well, don't you want to ask me about the pin? And I turned to him and I said, what? I said, what pin? He goes, the one you've been staring at the whole time. And I said, yes. I said, but I may have gotten it wrong. Maybe his vest was for everybody else and maybe the lanyard was for kids. I forget. But I said, sure. I said, but it's one I can't trade for. He said, would you like to trade for it? And I said, yes. And he was so gracious enough. He traded me for it, and I have it. And when we were talking yesterday, I told him I have it, and this is it.
Oh, wow. You had it with you yesterday as well? Or no?
No. I didn't. There we go. Here it is. And see, I thought she was drawing.
Nice.
But it's Minnie sitting at Walt's desk with her flowers, and well, that's a computer, and that's the one I traded for. And I told him when I met him yesterday, I said, I'll never trade that. I said, there's two pins I'll never trade. That one and my Goofy pin. My Goofy pin was my very first trade in. Yeah, it's okay. Relax. It's Goofy in the London phone booth, the red phone booth. And when you open the door, it lights up. So, but those are two pins that I'll never trade. So I reminisced a little bit about him yesterday, and we talked. And of course, you know me, I can talk.
Nah.
I talk so much I have to get water. So, his stage name was Scoop, and his real name is Holland Hayes.
He's retired already, right?
He has retired. Yep, he retired from Disney, and he's just really great. And so I started looking through his pins, and I'm looking, through his pins. I'm looking, and then on the end of his table, he had a really shiny box, and it caught my eye, and I opened it up, and I looked at it, and then I closed it. And he said, did you find something you like? And I said, yes. I said, I'd like this. He said, would you like to trade? I said, that would be great. I said, because I haven't traded with you in years. And he just smiled. He said, come on around. And I got my suitcase. I came around the corner, and he said, let's see what you have to trade. And I opened up my suitcase, and we started going through pins. And I traded him a pin that I've had for a couple years. And he said, would you trade this one? And I said, sure. And it was great. And you want to see the pin that I traded for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow. It's a big box.
It's a big box. This is the box. (2007). It is limited edition 500. On this little crest in the center, it says, where dreams hap, HAP, and then it says pin, PIN, where dreams hap pin. Disney Pin Celebration 2007. And now for the unveiling. I'm very careful when I open this.
Wow.
It's 3D. his bag and Pluto, little Pluto,
Yeah.
like he's a little wooden toy that you just pull around his bag.
Wow.
Yep. This is the sandwich board that they would put. I'm walking away from my mic. This is the sandwich board that he's leaning on
Uh-huh.
that they would put out when he was on Main Street.
And I think the same costume that he was wearing. Look.
And that's, if you look at this one, and then let's put up, I
Yeah.
have it right here. We can put up that one.
Yeah, there you go. Right there.
There he is. He's got
And
his
what's-
glasses on.
What's in the back? The pins?
And then there's a pin board. That's a pin board in the back.
Okay.
And actually, some of the pins are pictures, but some of them are
the pins.
glued on here. They're little tiny ones. The flubber one is, the flag one is, and the Mickey balloon one is here. And it says Disney Pin Celebration 2007. It says unlimited trades, no time limit.
Wow.
And we talked, and he said, would you like me to autograph it? And I wasn't sure. Hey, Mark, it is awesome, Mark.
I hope you did.
And he says, I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll come back. You think about it. So I was putting all my stuff back in my suitcase, and he came back and he said, did you decide? And I said, yes. And so he said, now, if my daughter's listening, she'll get a laugh out of this because she commented on this and I share this. When we moved from Maryland,
Yeah.
she said, Dad, just make sure you keep all the real expensive pins on one frame. She says, so that way, when I have to get rid of your stuff after you're gone, I can sell them on eBay. So he asked me when he signed it, he said, you want me to put it to Chris? And I said, no. And I told him that and he laughed. But hey, if she can get rid of my stuff and make money, make her life happier, I'm happy for that. So he did. He stood there and he signed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And he drew his face on it with his hat.
Nice.
Yep. Little character.
Yep.
Yep. And he said, let's get a picture.
Oh,
And there we are.
Look at him.
Yep. There he is.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great?
He looks good too.
That was fantastic. He looks great. He offered me a piece of pizza. It was fantastic. So that was my best pin trade. And I said, and I told him, I said, what you did on Main Street, I said, launch something new with me. I said, because pin trading is one-on-one. I said, and you make people smile, make people happy in the stories you tell. I said, look at this story. I said, we haven't seen each other for years. And there's a bonus part to this story.
What is it?
When I applied for Disney, when we moved here, okay?
Mhm.
Actually, can I leave that up, Katie, please? When I applied, thank you. That's good. I can move over here to this side. When I applied for Disney, when we moved here, okay? My first position was a boat captain. Let me set this down. Oh, and by the way, it comes with a little stand.
Nice.
So it'll sit up on my table. So I couldn't, right? Oh, it was a while ago, right? That's right, Mark. Hey, everybody! Just by the way, shameless plug. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Share us out. Let people know that we're streaming. I'd appreciate that. Thanks. And I said, I told him a story. I said, I got a job as a boat captain, and then when I went for my physical, some of the medication that I was taking would not allow me to do that.
Yeah.
So the doctor said, just get back with your recruiter. So I called my recruiter back, spoke to her. I said, hey, I can't be a boat captain. Is there another position for me? And yada, yada, yada. Long story short, everybody knows where I went. I went to the Emporium and made magic there, selling merchandise. But as I was speaking to the young lady and she was asking me where I wanted to work, what I wanted to do, I said, well, I said, is there any place where they sell a lot of pins? And she goes, well, she said, we're coming out of COVID, so that's really not going to be a thing for a while because we'll all be wearing masks. And I was like, yeah, okay. I said, because I have a lot of pins. And she goes, my friend has a lot of pins. And when I was telling him this story, he just looked at me and goes, what was her name? I said, I can't remember. I said, but she said she knew you. And he said, is her name Holly? I believe that's what he said. I said, yeah, it's Holly. And he goes, yeah. So that was funny. So that was pretty neat.
Nice.
So it was just a really good interaction. And then we were just talking, and he is going to be one of the first people I'll interview on my channel. So I had never done an interview with anyone before. I asked him, and he graciously accepted. And he's going to be my first interview on my channel coming up in a couple weeks.
Nice. Good job.
Yep. So that was that really made my day, was interacting with him, talking with him, reminiscing with him. And then he held on to it while I went around and traded. So let's get on with the show then. What did I trade yesterday? I traded for some pins. So I traded for this oversized 100th anniversary. It's not an LE. It's not a limited release.
It's not?
Nope.
Okay.
Of Pinocchio.
Oh.
But it's a nice size pin. And if I held up a nickel next to it, that's how big the pin is. So can we put me and Gonzo to the side, or maybe this way, this way, this way? No, that doesn't work. I wish I could use another camera angle, but they don't let me do that. So I traded that Pinocchio. I traded for this Pinocchio after he wakes up.
So it was a limited edition.
I'm sorry?
So it was a night for trading.
It's trade up. Yep, we traded for pin for pins.
Gotcha.
Yep. Mark says, 40 years ago, this year, every time a guest entered Disneyland, they got a prize, mostly pins. I traded to complete Disneyland's 30th anniversary pin set with Scoop for a bunch of pins. Fantastic. That's cool. And that was at Disney World. You got to trade him with that. That's very neat. I don't think, he says, I don't think pin trading was official back then. Pin trading started 40 years ago. Every time they entered pins. If they were pin sets, those were probably executive pin sets, Mark. Because the real pin trading started in, I believe, in they tested it at the end of '99 and officially came out with it in 2000. So that's Pinocchio. So I like that. I love Pinocchio. I trade for Windows on Main Street collection. I forgot that I did that. And this one was Palm Parlor. And this is...
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Madam... Who? Gonzo? You gotta say it before Katie types it in. Madam...
I gotta wait for Katie.
Some people call her Medusa. I'm like, no, she's not Medusa. Leota, right?
Leota. Good typing.
Yep. Okay. That I didn't trade for.
Yeah, Katie. He got a couple of goofies last night. Yeah, don't worry. He did.
No,
he didn't. No, he didn't.
And I traded for this. This is a new one. This just came out. This is Dining with Disney. It's a 25th anniversary pin, Chef Mickey. And I traded for this one because I make desserts for Chef Mickey's. And that's why I traded for that one. And he's got a chef's hat on. And then I traded at the parks. The last time I was at the park, I traded for that one.
Yeah.
And then I traded for this Pinocchio.
Yeah.
And Chris says, have you seen the keys to Disneyland? They are selling for the 70th anniversary. After you finish using the key in different areas of the resort, a door opens and reveals a pin that can't be bought. That is correct, Chris. And with everything that happens now with Disney, with these collectibles, the first place they go to sell them is where? eBay. So the keys themselves, opened with no pin, are selling for over $100 on eBay.
Jeez.
Now, if you don't know anything about this, Google it. 70th anniversary pins. Carlo and Kiko showed us yesterday how it worked.
Yep.
It's really cool. And when you go to the last place where your key goes in, a little door opens up and reveals a Disneyland pin that can't be bought.
Which is kind of nice, kind of neat.
Yes.
I like that.
So yes. So the keys themselves are going. I mean, the plastic key with brand new, we're going for $190 last week. Yep, on the net.
Woo!
On the net. So I traded for this food and wine pin. It's a Chef Mickey.
Excellent.
I traded for that.
I like it.
I like anything. Mickey has his little chef's hat on.
Yeah.
And my last three to show you are called Grail pins. My jam is Tigger.
There you go. That's your boy right there.
It's the special edition Tigger. I like that. So I traded for that. A limited edition Pinocchio. And these are Grail pins. These are pretty big pins. These are like 1, 2, 2.5 inches. And then I traded for, Chris says, they said someone has already got all the pins already and have to spend $500 to get them all. I would agree with that, Chris. Yep, they're very popular. And they've only been out, what, 4 days? 4 days. So I got this one. This is an Artland pin of Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit when they were hanging, getting ready to be sprayed by dip. So I traded for that one. Yep. And those were the rest of the trades that I got. So, and this is one I bought when I was at the park last time. It's a DVC pin of Mickey just in a lounge chair having a lemonade and under his umbrella. So, oh gosh, did I miss anybody in chat? So questions. Anybody have any questions? Okay, so I did purchase. Hopefully, the baker's wife's not in here any longer. I did purchase some.
Let me call her real quick.
So, I bought some Disneyland pins. That's funny. He's pretending. Some Disneyland pins. So when they get here, I'll be able to show you guys. Don't show the Roger Rabbit one. Yeah. Well, you probably saw it there at the show. You guys were looking.
She's
yeah, those are huge, Mark. They're totally huge.
She's not here. She's watching TV.
And Katie's laughing.
You hear me?
She's doing what?
Watching TV.
Oh,
so you'll hear. Go ahead.
Okay. What percentage of your income goes to pins?
That's a good question.
Marks. See, Marks.
That's why we call her back so she can come in and answer that question for you.
All the pins that I just showed you, those were trade for trade. I traded those pins. So there were some pins that I had that I purchased some Disney pins that I purchased that people wanted for trade. So I took some of those with me and traded for those. So it was pretty cool. We traded for a Roger Rabbit one. Good. Those are huge. Was probably the wrong timing to comment. Oh no, Chris, that's all cool. You're always
No,
don't
you're
sweat
right.
it. It's all good. Comment away. That's what makes these streams, enjoyable when people can talk with each other and stuff like that. So and that was pretty much, the show, but getting to know people, talking to people is what I like to do. So Gonzo, there's another one coming up in July.
Okay.
So, I mean, just saying, so that there's another one coming up at the same place in July.
Is Amy gonna be there?
Is what?
Amy, is she gonna be there?
We haven't spoke about it yet, but we'll have to find out. I had to go because I had a dance to go to with my wife last night, and yeah, so we took my sister to a dance last night. So.
I have a question.
Go.
So I missed last week or the week before stream about the cruise. Did some pin trading in the boat on the cruise?
Oh.
Can you do that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your pins. Pin trade. Yeah, we had a pin trading. There was a pin trading event when we were at sea, coming back into port the night before we came back into port. Yeah,
Nice.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think me and two other people that were trading pins made that event a lot longer than they thought it was going to be where it was. Yeah, because people wanted to trade with us, which was really cool. And the next time I cruise on Disney, I'll bring more pins to trade.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
and it's only in the event, so you can go around and they have.
No, I mean, we were going into like when we went for lunch, we saw some people that had their own pins in their little Pin Pro bags and stuff like that. We saw some of those on ship, which was really neat. We saw some people that some young new traders that came up to us and had a brand new lanyard on that they bought on ship. And they just started that day, and they sell pins on ship. So, and we've never done this before. This is our first time trading, and I love that. So you get to teach a little bit about that.
Nice. Love it.
To my defense, my comment went up with Pinocchio. Yep. It's all good. That's all good. So Gonzo.
Yes.
There's a lot going on with Disney. Right now, right?
Yes.
A lot going on. We talked about, can I back up for a second? Because I didn't finish a comment that I talked about before. What attracts me to pin trading? Like anybody else that has ADD, something shiny. Like that. This is from Hercules, right? This that used to go around his neck.
Yeah.
Right? Something shiny. Pixar. This is Jack in front of a chrome. Look at that. In front of a chrome Pixar ball. I saw that from across away when I was trading at the parks on a pin board. Wow. So yeah, things that attract my attention are things that are shiny, things I haven't seen before. Wow. So that's just me. There goes the chicken, as they say. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. They closed the Cars show, Lightning McQueen show over by Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
They're retheming that to a Villains show, and that opens on the 27th.
Okay.
And of this month. It's Tuesday. So I'll be going live that day, and I'll be showing everyone what that is.
Nice.
So we'll be at Hollywood Studios all day for that. Then,
and what else you got?
What else is coming up in June, Gonzo? Did you know? And yes, my birthday's coming up. Yes, we know that.
Yeah, we know. But
what else is coming up, Gonzo? They're not going to see you anymore.
No more Gonzo's bathroom.
No more Gonzo. They're going to tear down Gonzo's bathroom. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
But they're not going to tear it down right away, are they?
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Well, Mama.
Ooh.
Oh
That's
my
a great
gosh.
song.
It's closed now, but I can't remember the name.
But we know what is closed. Just show
Yeah,
the
the restaurant closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing closed. Yeah.
That thing closed.
Squirrel! Milk you. Squirrel. Mama Melrose. Thank you, KDY. Everybody give some love for Katie. She knows what I'm thinking sometimes. She's like, yeah, just type it in there. I know that. Give her some love in the chat, please. She does an amazing job. So Mama Melrose closed. So that's going to kind of start pushing everyone. Let's go back to this picture because it's going to start pushing everyone. I mean, it's going to be Mama Melrose and then the Christmas store and then the old art store that was there is going to close. And we'll talk some more about this next week.
So sad.
Yeah, it's sad. And but like there is something special that I don't think I think the media probably will pick up on this. On June 7th, which is a Saturday. This is going to be a big media flash, and I mean, you just and just remember, you heard it here first.
Okay. All day. Woo!
Muppet Vision all day marathon on its final day with the Disney Baker.
Wow!
Look at that. So you want to spend your Saturday with me from park open to park close? This is how we're going to do it. Now, we'll have to split it up into maybe 3 different volumes, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it all day, just like we did Splash Mountain. And it's going to be a social media blast here when they find out the Disney Baker's going to be there. And look at Fozzie looking at me. Okay, hey, how you doing?
Mark says all day. What day? June 7th.
June 7th. Saturday, June 7th. Yes.
What time are we going to start? Do we have a time?
The park, I believe they're starting, and which is here's something that's new too. They're starting new soft openings at the parks. Have you heard about this?
I heard about it.
Okay, so they're doing soft openings at the parks now. Instead of rope drop, or they used to keep you right there at the end of Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then the cast members would actually walk you to the shows, Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower of Terror, or back to Star Wars and stuff like this. Now they're just going to let you go if you are a resort person staying on property. Yeah. You'll be early entry, so you'll be able to get to the front of those lines first. They won't actually let you in the building, but they'll let you at that entrance, which I think is really good. Now, are they going to do it for Muppets? I sure hope so. And I hope we can get an early entry for that. So good. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for that.
Awesome. Can't wait. June 7th.
Yeah, that's good. June 7th. That's going to be a long day.
It's going to be
a long day. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah.
I'll be able to listen to those 2 old men
for a couple of times.
Oh, we should go. We can't. We're nailed to the floor.
Yeah. And don't forget.
That was the worst thing I ever heard.
It was terrible.
Horrendous.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah?
Well, there were parts of it I liked.
Yeah, I liked a lot of it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
It's wonderful.
Oh, bravo.
More. So that's what we'll be doing. So hopefully everybody can come. If you're... 1 second.
Bless you.
I was coughing, but thank you. If you are in the Orlando area and you want to hang out, do it. Do it. So I'm going to...
say hello to Baker.
Yeah, come say hello to me. It's going to be a fun day.
She's there.
What? Is she? No, she's not.
Oh, she's there.
Oh, she said hi, Jennifer. Oh, darn it. She was there. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. She doesn't have earbuds in.
Ah,
She's,
okay.
she's watching TV while she's watching this. On her
Okay.
phone.
No, we're good then. We're straight.
Yeah, yay. She said, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jason. Yeah.
Well,
she's listening.
oh, she is. Oh, we shouldn't talk about this $1,000 that you pay for the pen. No, we ain't gonna
Josh!
talk about that.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
We ain't gonna talk about that. So like we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
We don't talk about $1,000 either. Mm-mm.
No, just hush. Don't. Don't. Oh my gosh.
Woo!
So yeah, so that was my big surprise of the night. So, Bruno, what?
What?
I don't know. Bruno, some guy. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, Bruno who? Disney Baker. It's a baker's wife. Amy here.
So that's her name, Amy. All this time I thought it was Josh. It's
Josh.
Amy that is there.
No, you got to be kidding me. When have you?
Oh.
Wait. And Josh is in an earshot of this probably. Have you? I think now Josh will text. He'll text us, but I think Amy's always on stream. Josh is maybe in the background.
You know, the last time that Josh texted me was when I was 15 years old. Bro. That's a long time. Just saying.
Your nose is growing. Your nose is growing, Pinocchio. You know that's not true. Because I've been on some of those texts. So there.
He doesn't love me anymore.
He's saving all the goofy pins for you.
10.
Yeah.
10, and you get whichever you like.
Yeah. Good night, Chris. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you, bud. Hope the
Later,
family's
Chris.
well.
What,
Oh, look.
oh, yeah,
Wow.
okay.
Hanzo.
See, I told you. It was
Oh,
him. See?
that's because Amy handed him the phone.
Of course. She was like, "Oh, I'm just talking crap about you here. Don't defend yourself, go."
Yes. Well, look, this was great. We're gonna get ready to go, but
Where are we going?
we're,
June 7th. We still got a couple of days.
June 7th. We do. Well, the 27th. Hey, Theo, welcome in. See, Sam Eagle. Theo, did you wait a second? Yes, Amy is usually the one in chat. That's right. The one in chat. That's right. Amy's in chat.
See? That's what
That
she
just
did.
means-
I'm just talking crap about you here.
I listen in the background. See that? I was right. See that? That's
I
right.
knew it.
Okay, Theo.
Thanks, Amy.
Okay, so Theo just got here.
What up,
And Theo, it's Theo Sam Eagle. So we need to show Theo what we just announced. Theo, there's going to be an amazing thing happening at Hollywood Studios, and it's a sad thing, but there's a good thing that's going to be happening, and it's this. All-day marathon on June 7th with the Disney Baker at Muppet Vision. We are going to watch it time after time after time from open to close.
Boy.
It's final day. And we're going to stream it for all you guys and for everyone in YouTube world. Wait a minute. Where's Sam Eagle? Is he in that picture? No. We got the chicken, but we didn't get Sam Eagle.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, Sam.
Well, Mickey Mouse is there.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse is there. He's got his Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely there. That's for sure.
Yeah, Gonzo's there. We had to make sure Gonzo was there. So, look, guys, here's a shameless plug, and these are all shameless plugs. I'm working really hard on bringing out shorts. I'm going through some old video footage, and I'll be putting some new shorts out. And what I'm doing with my shorts now is my shorts will have a little tab at the bottom of it that will draw you to one of my lives. One of them will draw to the last live that Gonzo and I did together, and another one will draw you to a live that was about cruising. And now that we've done this show, our shorts will draw you to a link that'll take you to this show.
Yep.
So just looking for shameless plugs. We're building up our watch time hours so we can get monetized.
Yep.
And there will be a lot of excitement that's going to happen after we're monetized. And if you know, you know, I'm a baker. We're going to be baking live on stream. We're going to be selling what I'm baking on stream. Once I'm monetized, we're going to schedule a 24-hour bake, and we're going to bake for 24 hours. And everything that we bake that night or that 24 hours, we're going to be live on Whatnot, and we're going to auction those items off on Whatnot, and I'll ship them to you, and all the money will go either to my sister has MS, and who and my nephew struggles with autism. So it's going to be one of those.
Gotcha.
So that's where the money's going to go for that. So, and we'll be monetized, and we'll be able to share a lot of that with everybody else, and share baking tips and 24 hours of baking with the baker. Can you imagine that, Gonzo?
I can't imagine.
24 hours of baking with Baker. And then hopefully we'll have some friends come along, have some fun with that. So, yeah. So we appreciate that. And we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you coming in, having some fun, talking to some people.
Hold on. Can I be
yeah.
the quality guy? I mean, I could taste everything that you baked that day. I could be down there.
We could arrange that.
Yeah. Just want to make sure that it goes through quality before we ship it.
Sure. Yep. Sure. We could definitely arrange that. Sure.
Woo!
Yeah. Yep. All right. We'll have to get a poll on that.
Huh?
We'll have to do a poll.
The boss is there. She's listening. She'd say, yeah, right.
He's listening already.
Yeah, she's listening. She's there. Don't worry
What's
about
up? Hey, hello again, Debbie. Good to see you. Okay, so a lot of things happen, and I'm glad I was able to share and have a good time. And then again,
like you have fun, bro. It sounds like you have fun. It was good.
It was.
And I'm glad you guys, UBP, Amy, Josh, all you guys enjoy it and have fun.
Here's the funny thing. You know me, Josh would like to be a food tester too. Okay.
Too late. Next time.
All right. So now we're filling the house with people. Oh, I love that.
Next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe we can make that happen too. Yep.
Why?
Yeah.
I got here first. Why?
No, they commented within the first 3 minutes too. Baking with Baker has been on my dream stream list. Great. And that's another thing that we talked about doing too, is having 2 or 3 other people on a stream. When I start baking like that, they'll already have the recipes, they'll already have their ingredients, and we'll all do it together at the same time.
Yeah. Make sure you have insurance on your house and all that stuff.
No, just have a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't need a whole lot. Just ingredients in an oven.
Yeah.
Look what she says.
What? Oh God.
Okay, wait a minute. My sister called and I had to help her navigate the television so she could watch a show that was previously aired. Oh, okay. So I think that message was for you, Gonzo, because she's, I don't have PMing you. You guys are PMing each other back and forth. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. Stephanie, thanks. That's Paul's better half. Did you know that?
No.
Stephanie Keel and Paul. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Stephanie, what's your favorite character?
Me.
No.
Of course, me.
Oh my gosh. Mark said, I've got 284 video, the Disney Baker playlist running at. Oh, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Thanks.
Wow.
Wait a second. Okay. Hey, Zoe, Adventures of Gonzo. Oh, what's up, Zoe? Is that your nickname, Zoe? No. Zoe?
Hey,
Rapunzel. Good to know.
Rapunzel.
Chat super buddy. Stephanie's a chat super buddy. Love that. So yes, this is it's just going to be a lot of fun once I get monetized and doing that for 24 hours, and then we're going to be doing if the baker's wife
Gonzo does that, Paul. Why you say that, Paul? Come on.
Just kidding. So I'll probably take over the dining table and set up some lighting in there, and we'll make some pin frames from start to finish. I'll show people how I make my pin frames.
Nice.
We'll do some of that too. And if you all aren't sure, if you didn't know, I do make pin frames, and you can see, Gonzo, I'm going to bump you out for a second, along my wall here. These are some of my pin frames that I have. I have a bunch of pin frames there, and I make these myself. I repurpose old picture frames. And if you are in need, I'll put you here. If you're in need of a pin frame, let me know. This is one of my bigger ones. It has a small pin in it. Both of these, I believe, are still available.
Nice. Hey,
And there's
Amy.
a post
Amy
about
says she has to go. It's been fun. Gotta go.
Oh, Amy, it's
Bye,
been so
Amy,
much. Thanks, Amy. Bye, Josh. Good night, Josh. Good night, JJ. Good night, Isaiah. Yeah. So, but the funny thing about that, Gonzo, is when we were all at the pin event,
Yeah.
and we all said hi.
Yeah.
It was like me at the park.
You
They turned
disappeared.
around, I was gone.
I bet.
I was gone. I was just walking around tables. I literally met them in there and like stayed with them for like 5 minutes. And then I went one direction, they went the other. And then I didn't meet up again with them until I was leaving.
Oh man.
But that's me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's you. Gotta
But I
love it.
didn't scare Arlene this time. I didn't. Well, I kind of maybe a little bit.
Oh my God.
But well, thanks everyone. Thank you, guys. Gonzo, thanks for being here. Thanks for
Thank you.
hanging
I
out.
appreciate it.
And all my mods, appreciate you so much. Appreciate you. Katie, my executive director, you're amazing. I love my thumbnails. You do a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
I appreciate everyone being here. Do us a favor, and this is a fact, if you know somebody struggling, or you even think somebody's struggling with something, just reach out to them, send them a text, every other day, good night. Thank you, Jason. Just reach out to them, say hi.
Yep.
Don't, I like texting.
Oh.
I like, if I know somebody is maybe struggling with something, I'll just reach out to them and ask them,
Oh.
oh, look at that.
See?
Can you put that person on timeout?
Hey, what Chris is saying is true. You don't know
Yeah.
how much it means just to a text message means to anyone that needs it. So yeah.
I mean, we're if you're here, you're on social media platforms, or you're on IG and you're on Twitter and you're on Instagram and stuff like that. Instagram, IG, Twitter, all that stuff. And you see things. You see these little, 3-minute videos that are inspirational, that might help somebody. Just send it to them.
Yeah.
It lets them know. And sometimes you can send a message with it. It lets them know you were thinking of them. Say, hey, dude, thinking of you. And if you send it to them anyway, they're not going to know. They're going to know it was you anyway. And it lets them know that you care. But, texting is nice. But do that. Pick up a phone, text, send them a picture or something. Anything. Just, picture of a sunrise, picture of a sunset. It's just sometimes people are struggling. And when we're in chat, sometimes you don't know. You want to do something inspirational? Start your own prayer chat on IG and invite friends to join. That's real important. Or if you know of one that somebody's doing, join in. Get with somebody else and say, hey, you think it's a good idea? We can start a prayer chat, in IG, and then you all get together and you can keep in touch. It's a nice way to keep in touch. Yeah. Growing up, we'd get on our bicycle and go see a friend, see how they were doing. It's just social media's gotten to a spot where you can do this. I know early days when I started YouTube, I got to meet Gonzo, I got to meet Arlene and VP and all these other people, and Chris that was on here, and Dad Bills and all these people. But then when I would come on like with Gonzo or VP or Ed, and and we go backstage. What's backstage? Backstage is when the show is before it begins and or when it ends. And we would still stay on for a half hour, 45 minutes and talk. Well, you know what? Gonzo and I did that the other day. We were just talking to each other and we were talking about Disney stuff. And Gonzo's like, this is what we should do together too. Is just get on here and just chat and just have a conversation about what's going on and get the chat involved, you know, and people will comment and people will give their opinions and people will share their experiences. And Gonzo had a great idea. So when we both get to where we can do that together, we're going to do that together and make that happen. And now that Gonzo is going to be here for my 24-hour bake, you know, I'll have to put him up on a cot in the kitchen so he can take a nap. Right, Gonzo?
No, when there's
You
food, there's no snack.
You going to stay awake the whole 24 hours?
Oh, yeah, food. I gotta
Okay.
make sure that everything is great to ship.
No, you know what we should do?
Quality.
You know
Quality.
what we should do? We should do 24 hours. And when we finish, start a new stream and go to the park for a day.
Yeah. Listen. You know what? I'm down.
See that? We could do that.
I'm down.
You know, do back-to-back
Better
streams.
make sure we get a lot of energy drink, but I'm down.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Write it down, Katie.
That's it. It's yes, she is listening.
I'm down.
She's great. She's great. So, you know, it was funny. I needed to send a link. I needed to send my YouTube link to Holland, and I got up and I turned around, I stopped in the living room, and I looked at Vanessa and I went, "You can go do it if you want." And she's like, "No." And I said, "But you could." I said, "I could bring you in. I could teach you and show you how, you know, the link." And she's like, "No, but thank you anyway." No. So she likes being the supportive support system in the background.
Yeah.
And I'll take that any day.
Very good.
Yep.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
she's still a yin to my yang. Gotta have it. Makes us that much better.
Teamwork.
Yep. Teamwork. No, Katie Watt is noted.
All right,
And
Chris. Let's
look,
unplug it.
Vanessa's getting some love too. Look at Debbie. Love you, Vanessa. All right. So everyone, we appreciate you. We appreciate you being here. I think this is a 10-minute send off. Peace, love, pixie dust hugs. Oh, wait. TTFN, ta-ta for now. Peace, love, pixie dust hugs. And pixie dust hugs we'll have to do until we meet in person. Gonzo, love you, brother.
Love you. Thank you.
I'll see you, everybody. See you next week.
See ya.
So
Good
long.
night.